Morning, everybody. So today I'd like to talk about shows. A lot of people messaged me about becoming a business, and a lot of people asked about going to do shows and what they need, which obviously, like I stated, they have to go check in their local areas and find out what's required. For me, I mentioned like I do the San Bernardino show where I have to do an extra permit there. Mainly I do the Repticons. There's a few in Southern California and Arizona that I'll go and do. The Super Show is my big one. And that, for anyone who's never gone to a show or they've gone to little shows, the Super Shows are it. I mean, I've been to Tinley and it's great. It's a good show. I just missed last year, unfortunately, because of COVID. They didn't have it. This year, I'll be booking my tickets to go and see that again. A little background on the Super Shows, Rami. So he actually used to own a pet store. Actually, he had 2 pet stores here in San Diego. And from there, his love of reptiles and animals, he ended up started doing shows because we really didn't have a good show here. I mean, we had a little small show, but that was it. And through that, he's built it to what it is. And he does a lot of advertising. That's why his shows are successful. We've had other shows out here that have failed just because they didn't get attendance. Nobody knew about them. And he's the total opposite. Everything about it, and he's a really good guy. I mean, to me, I always love when he comes up and it shows he's asked me what I thought about animals, and to me, I took that as a compliment. And I mean, he can go ask anybody, and he came and talked to me about it, and it's a respect, and I respect him because he doesn't play politics, and he does what he does for him and his family, and he puts on the best show. I mean, if you haven't been to one, like I said, it's huge. I mean, it never fails. Every time I'd go in and I'd look, and you can't even see the other side of the building. It's definitely something. Plan a trip, go to Southern California, take a week, go see all the sights, and go to the biggest show you're ever going to go to. Anyways, let's get on to what I take to shows. So I do have one box that I take that's basically just merchandise. I take some shirts and things like that. So this box here, always have to have a power strip with a lot of receptacles because you're going to use them. Backup probe. P-touch so I can make my labels. Highly recommend some form of radio. You come to my booth, I've always got some music playing in the background. Various types of hand sanitizer. Plexus for spraying your displays. Zip ties, mainly due to the fact if somebody buys a snake and they'll be walking around the show for quite a while, I always recommend zip tying it just to make sure it doesn't get out. I have some containers for putting animals in. This also has all my bags. And then Novus. This is something you guys are definitely going to want. So you go buy your displays, and honestly, I mean, no matter who you buy your displays from, unless, I know there's a couple out there that are real fancy, have built-in lights, have built-in heat, everything. But the displays themselves, they're all the same. They're acrylic. No matter if you paid $100 or $1,000, they're acrylic. One thing is, at a show, you're always going to get is people are going to come up, they're going to want to look at stuff. Even though I've left areas on both sides of the displays open, they're going to put their stuff on your displays. I've had more purses sat on my displays, in bags, and then kids, they're always going to come and tap on them. You're going to end up with so many fingerprints. And luckily, if they have a squishy toy, the squishy toy is what hits them. But it never fails, they're going to have a quarter and they're going to tap it. So these things, they scratch so easily. This Novus is going to be your lifesaver. So it actually has 3 bottles that come in the kit, and it will remove scratches, it will polish, it will clean. I'm telling you, it's a lifesaver for those of you that have displays and they're scratched up and you don't know what to do. I'm telling you, it's if you can't find it, I mean, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. Me being in the motorcycle industry in my past, I used to buy it all from there because we'd use it for our windscreens and face shields. All right, onto the small box. You have to have cartridges. That's for the P-Touch. I have cough drops because me personally, I have an issue if I'm at the gun range all day, breathing all the smoke, the gunpowder, my throat starts getting real scratchy and sore. I have the same exact thing when I go to shows. Just due to their air systems that they have, it dries it out. So you guys probably won't need it, but I always have them. Now I do have a square, and actually I have a few others in here. That's mainly for friends. Every show someone will come to me and ask if I have a reader because they forgot theirs or something. I went to PayPal and I used the PayPal reader. So one thing I noticed about Square, and it could have just been my phone, my reception, but I was always having issues. I'd have to go outside, I'd have to ask customers to walk out with me. It was just embarrassing. I do a lot more with PayPal anyways. Square I only used for shows. So it's nice, keeps my money all in one spot. It's easy to use, and I've never had an issue of using it. So I always take 2 just in case. Tape, either because I need to just write a little note on something, or sometimes if people don't want zip ties, I'll tie off their bag and I'll recommend putting a piece of tape around it just to be safe. Nothing would be worse than losing a snake at a show. Cards, lots of pens, highlighters, and Sharpies. Not only for you, but once again, people are going to forget stuff and they're going to come ask you. Take extra cords, same thing, people are going to come ask. More hand sanitizer. Lanyards with keys. I take a fast charge for my phone, that way I can just set it there, charges when I need it, I just take it off the charger. Now, even though I use a P-Touch, I will take some of the different colored paint pens, mainly because, like I said, people are going to ask for them. And if I'm going to put something on sale, mark it down, anything I want it to be flashy and pop, I'll use this. Now, there are some of these you are going to find that no matter what you try, you're not going to get them off your displays. So that Novus will get them off. For a stamp for selling, so when something's sold or whatever I'm doing, this just has all my info, stamp it with. Do have my invoice book. I've got a smaller one that has all my business permits and licenses, in case they ask. A pen with the little blue light for checking $100 bills. Needle nose pliers. Multi-tool. I'm telling you, you're gonna have people come to your booth every time. Fridays, Saturday morning, people are gonna come and they're gonna want just weird things and things that are common. More for chargers, more regular pair of scissors. Another pair of scissors with bottle opener and screwdrivers. Extra batteries. More extra squares. I'm telling you, people are gonna need them. Now I have these little easy towels, and I might get rid of these. They've been in there for a long time. They're wonderful. If you need a towel, you just get it wet and it opens up into a full towel, but you can see how small it is. But the only thing, now people take a lot of wipes, especially with COVID. Everyone's got wipes. These crocodile cloth, they're what I use in the building, and they're bigger than Clorox. They do the exact same thing, antibacterial. So whichever you choose, easy towels work really well if you need them. But like I said, these seem to be what everyone's going to now. And when you buy your displays, you're going to have a ton of extra keys. I just keep them. And that's pretty much what I have in here. Now, you're always going to forget stuff. That when I used to go to the desert, I made me an Excel sheet with everything I needed, and it was a checklist. I could go through and check mark off everything, and it never failed. Somehow I'd still forget something that wasn't on the checklist. I'd have to add to it every single time. That's why a lot of this I take extra just in case for my friends. My worst ones, what I forget, are snakes. I hate having a friend come up and ask me for a snake I was supposed to bring them, and it's at home, and I can't go back and get it. So what I've shown you, that's just what I use. So you're going to find things that work for you better. If you see something you do that you think would work better for me, please tell me. Nothing's worse than finding out years later that something was so much easier, but no one ever told you. Basically, as you go to shows, just try to pay attention, see what other people are using. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Shows are great. I love them, mainly because I get to go and talk to people. I get to see friends. I mean, I haven't been to a show in a year now, due to the fact I'm out here in California. Tinley was canceled last year. They just canceled Arlington. You know, and that one's confusing. That's Texas. Like, I don't get it, man. I thought Texas quarantined was like no fully automatic weapons while wearing a face mask. No miniguns on your roll bars. Like, I don't get it. But hopefully this pandemic is coming to an end, and now people are getting vaccinated. Hopefully shows are going to start again. Well, at least for us. I know some of you guys have them. So this is the time to start looking and gear up. Figure out what you need. And like I said, it never hurts to make a little checklist and just see what you have. My show bags or boxes, I keep them ready to go. So all I have to do when I'm going to go to a show is just throw them in the back of the truck. Damn, I just lost my thought. I had something else. Oh, that's what it was. So, mats. You're going to be standing a lot. So, you can go down to like a Harbor Freight, or even kids stores have them, little play mats. You can get the mats that come in sections. I think mine had like 9 pieces. Buy yourself a mat. You're going to love it. And they provide chairs. I usually think they're too small. I like interacting with people, so I take a stool. It's just one I have from Guitar Center, and that's a really good thing for me because it puts me up at a height. I used to sit on the cases for my towers, but they were just kind of clumsy and in the way. So, but look into that. But definitely the mats and comfy shoes. That's a biggie. And then I always do take a cooler and just take some drinks and maybe a few snacks. So, well, I hope somebody got something from this. And if you're going to do your first show, congratulations. I hope it's great. And if you've been doing shows, hopefully I might have opened your eye to something new. And like I said, please, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. Thanks for watching.